Hey guys, it's Dana and it's time to talk about money. And in this video, I wanted to talk about how the middle class isn't broke, it's trapped. So let's get to it. Okay, so what do I mean by that the middle class is not broke? The trap isn't low income, it is high fixed expenses. That is the trap. So it doesn't matter what you're making. That's not it. It is all the things that we're buying. That the cars, the houses, the kids' activities. It's like all these things that sort of culture is telling us that we need to be validated as rich, okay? And every time you earn more, then you spend more. It's just this cycle. It's just, you get a raise, and then you go out and you bump up in your car. And every time that income increases, your lifestyle it increases right along with it. And so nothing actually changes. You end up just staying broke. You never build wealth. You never get out of debt. You just continue to spend as your income rises. And it just sort of continues that way all the way up until you get close to retirement, and then you start to panic. And then you're like, oh my gosh, we don't have anything saved. I keep seeing all these videos out there, people saying that they have nothing saved for retirement and they're in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and they have nothing saved for retirement. So it's too income dependent. Everybody's thinking that they just need to make more money. Because likewise, there was so many videos out there on how to make more money. But that's that problem that the more money you make, you can make $1 million and then just go and blow it, spend $1 million. And, I watch interviews on podcasts with celebrities and, gaming YouTubers, and they just gamble it all away, or they just spend it on the lifestyle creep. Like, this is your money. This is your money. And it's just going to evaporate because you have no awareness. You have no awareness of it. So many of us have been told, like, it's just about how much you make. Like, if you can just get that promotion and become a manager or become a director or become a vice president at your company, then you're going to be okay. Then you're going to have money. But the problem is, as soon as you get those promotions, you're spending like a director and you're spending like a vice president. And, you're trying to keep up with the lifestyle of what you think should be your lifestyle at that level. And so then you start spending more money, and then you don't have any more money, and you're like, I need another promotion. I got to keep climbing that corporate ladder. I got to keep making more money. But then again, so you keep making more, so you get a bigger house, and then you get a bigger car, and you take better vacations, because now you got to be able to, in meetings, sit around with others and say, oh yeah, we're going, we're going to all go to Paris, on our vacation this summer, and we're sending the kids to the same camp. Oh, they're going to that same, sleepaway camp, and I'm sending all the kids, and it's like thousands of dollars, and maybe you don't have it, so you're putting it on your credit card because you feel like you got to keep up with everybody else. So then also, it's like we're all living in this sort of payment-based thinking of what is the monthly payment? Like, can I afford it? Can I afford the monthly payment for that car? Or can I afford the mortgage payment for that summer home? As opposed to, can we just buy it, right? Like, can we really? So then you end up with all of these payments. And again, the payments just keep accumulating. So you have no money left over at the end of the month because you have all these payments that you're making. And then there's also the illusion of safety. So the illusion is that a high income feels safe. But if your expenses are just as high, then you're still fragile. You're still vulnerable. If you get laid off or you get replaced by AI, that's crazy, because you still have all of those high expenses, and all of the payments are still due, and your income is just gone. Okay, but that trap feels completely comfortable to a lot of people because everybody around them is in the same position. So then it's like, well, everybody else that I work with is also doing that, so we're all doing it, so it should be fine. And it feels normal. So it just is, it's like, that's the whole problem with this normalcy thing, which is why I want to be weird. I would rather be weird than be normal. But to a lot of people that feels okay because everyone else is doing it. It's the normal way. That's how people live. That's what I hear a lot. So the only real way out of this trap, like how can you escape this middle class trap of feeling or being broke? And it is to lower those monthly expenses, which means getting out of debt. So stop borrowing money, like lower your payments, live below your means. Yes, we've all heard this before, but living in a smaller home, a more modest neighborhood, safe, you want to be safe and you want to have enough space, but, having more modesty in the things that you own. Instead of chasing the income, try to spend more time chasing investments and ownership of things. And a lot of times this trap isn't really visible until you actually step out of it and make the conscious choice to not be a part of that anymore. And it is going to take effort. There's going to be friction. People are going to feel uncomfortable with the new you. A lot of times it's difficult to do that when you are still spending time with people who expect you to spend a certain way and be living a certain way. A lot of times the only way to do it is to have some sort of break, unfortunately, sometimes from some of those people or that you're spending time with, at least for a little while until you reset and get into the new norm. Because a lot of it is like, what you do with your time, like where you're spending time, like what in your free time, what restaurants you go to, who you hang out with, where you go, what kind of entertainment you consume. If you go to a lot of, Broadway shows or whatever you have, it's like, so you have to break away from that lifestyle that you've sort of been living. And unfortunately, a lot of people it's like they want to maintain the norm and they can't get out of that cycle. But if you can make a break from it and create your new normal, which is weird and different than everyone else, then you will be able to break away and to build wealth and to, live a life of financial freedom, and you won't have to be stuck in that kind of scary middle class zone where you just always feel bereft and as if you don't have enough and you're always sort of one breath away from bankruptcy, which is frightening. And a lot of times people don't even realize that they're in that position until they're in that position, and that you might, God forbid, it gets so bad where I do know people where this has happened and they end up homeless, and it's really scary, where they were working, doing great, working the regular corporate job, and then they just lost everything, like everything. And it can happen, and sometimes it happens pretty quick. So we don't want that. None of us want that. I don't want that for you. And I want everyone to feel, that they can feel safe and feel a sense of freedom with their time, and also that you can get the things that you want, that you can buy the things you want, take the vacations you want, but that you actually have just money to do it, and that you do, and you'll still have more money when you get home. Like you still have money sitting there in the bank or in your investments or in the equity of your home. And that's what we're all sort of striving towards, is that financial peace, and emphasis on the word peace. Is that way we have more freedom to think of new things that we want to do. The headspace that it clears up when you don't have this stress of money. You can really think of other things you want to do within your career, and then you're probably going to end up your income probably will just skyrocket and go up once you no longer have to be so focused on making more money to pay your bills. It just is incredible how much clearer you can think about things when you no longer have that debt hanging over your head. So if you haven't watched my video talking about why being debt-free makes people uncomfortable, you can click here and watch that video. And if you do, I'll see you there. And if not, I'll see you next week. Bye, guys.